We would definitely recommend Helen to everybody.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend Helen.
Yeah, do business with Helen.
Yeah.
What prompted us to do business with Helen was we kind of had a first really bad experience with our first broker. We were looking around for a new one. I asked my parents, I was like, you guys know anybody? And they're like, absolutely. Helen has sold a lot of houses in our subdivision. She's been in business for a long time. So we figured she was somebody that we could trust. And I was like, that's probably our next move then. Let's reach out to her. I called her on, I think it was a Sunday at 10 or 11 in the morning, wasn't expecting an answer or anything like that, and she answered. I think that's definitely what prompted us to go with her first of all.
Yeah, plus, I mean, she's obviously got a good reputation everywhere, billboards are everywhere, and just her conversation on the phone, she was pretty impressive, so that's why.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a no-brainer at that point for us to do her, so.
What I like best about working with Helen was her high energy and her attitude. When you've never met somebody in person, it can kind of be an awkward time because you're supposed to be close to your broker throughout the experience and just the buyer's experience of buying a new home. It was already a scary experience for us in general because we've never bought a home. She made us feel comfortable right away, and she's extremely funny and she's just so personable. It was fun. Like I miss not seeing her now and not talking to her all the time. Helen really made us feel like family and not really a customer. So I think that was what really distinguished her from everybody else too. Yeah, she treats us like kings and queens.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely got a great personality, very high energy. Every time going to any house was always a fun, entertaining time. Plus we always got coffee, which was really nice.
She made driving 45 minutes out to houses totally worth it, just to see her. I would say the first thing that distinguished Helen from other brokers was the fact that she made us feel like family instead of a customer. I know for a fact that she does a lot of business in Lake County, and she was willing to come out to McHenry County because I expressed to her that's where we were interested in looking for a house at, and she was like, I usually do business in Lake County, but I'll make that drive and let's go look at houses over there because that's what you really want. So I don't know that a lot of other brokers would have done that. I've heard that some really just kind of stay within their limits and that's it. She was willing to kind of bend a little bit for us, and like I said, she made us feel like family. That was probably the most distinguishable thing about her. It was a 9-day difference with Helen than it was with our first broker. Our first one was kind of just cut and dry, to the point, gave us what we were looking for in a house in terms of the MLS lists, but she wasn't exactly like forward with things like Helen was. The first house that we looked at with Helen, we expressed that we were interested in it, and she was pretty open about, I don't really know this is the one, I think that was super important because we ended up in our dream house at the end of the day because of her, so.
Yeah, that and just the fact that you can pretty much depend on her to answer communication within minutes. It doesn't matter what time of day it is, which I know that's tough for pretty much anybody, but that makes a big difference when you're making the biggest purchase you possibly can. So
yeah, there was never any awkward moments of what's going on. Like, we were never wondering what was going on. We always kind of knew what was going on, because if it wasn't Helen reaching out to us, it was somebody from the office reaching out to us, somebody from the attorney's office reaching out to us. So we were always kind of in the loop. Well, it kind of goes back to communication. That was super important to us. So it was simple. It was comforting to know that we were always in the loop and there was always somebody talking to us. There was not one hiccup at all throughout the entire process, quite literally. And I mean, we made an offer on our house in October and we just now closed. So to not have not one mishap within a month and a half is, I would say, that's a pretty smooth transaction. So it was our experience.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much on par with our experience with her. Like my wife was saying, no hiccups, everything was smooth. So couldn't ask for a better experience.
was actually pretty impressive. We were communicating with somebody almost every week, so there was never a time or any time that lapsed where we're like, what's going on? What do we do next? We never had to really wonder what step was next. Everybody was very honest and open. We talked to Helen a lot, at least on a weekly basis. So that was a really, really awesome experience to have because we'd never bought a house before and they made us feel comfortable.
Yeah, I would say working with her team was just like working with her. I mean, again, the communication was there, no hiccups in communication. Any questions we had were always answered. Yeah, the process was really smooth, which allowed for us to basically not really have any problems at all. I mean, we didn't have a single problem up until and after closing, so yeah.
I don't think I could really rate it high enough. Our experience with Helen and her team was the best that it possibly could be. Like you said, it's been just the easiest, biggest transaction we've ever made in our life, and it was the smoothest it could have possibly gone. Our experience with Helen and her team was a million out of 10 if we could. I would recommend anybody to her because, one, like I mentioned before, buying a house is so scary, especially nowadays. And to have somebody that's going to make you feel comfortable throughout the process, who's going to treat you like you're important, because you are. You know, a lot of brokers don't treat their clients like they're important, but we are important. You know, we keep their business alive. She treats you like that. She treats you like you're important. She makes what you want in a house important. I thought that was one of the best qualities that she showed when we were buying a house with her. So I would definitely recommend her to anybody going forward. And I've told Helen absolutely will recommend her to everyone we know.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to everything we said. I mean, the communication was phenomenal. The whole process was smooth, streamlined, no roadblocks or anything like that. So, you know, if we had to make the decision tomorrow on doing the same thing, yeah, we.
Yeah. Again, the whole process right up until and including closing, I mean, she was kind of there to go to bat for us for any questions we had, talking with the sellers, all that stuff. She wasn't afraid to ask any questions or give us, you know, the right kind of guidance on anything. So it was a great experience.
I would always recommend Helen. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.